Hey everybody, Dr. Craig here. We're going to get started with the first flow of the foundation training. Spinal decompression. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a standing decompression. We're going to interlace our fingers and we're going to lift them above our head, palms up towards the ceiling. And what I want you to concentrate on is lifting your rib cage, front, sides, and back, away from your pelvis as much as you can. Really press and lift your rib cage up. I want you to take 3 deep breaths in that position. Each time you take a breath in, I want you to reach up a little bit higher. Okay, arms down. We're going to do the founder exercise. I'm going to turn sideways so that you can see this easier. My feet are shoulder width apart. I'm going to stick my hips back. My hands are going to come out to the side, thumbs pointing out away from me. Keeping my head straight, I'm pushing my hips back as far as I can. I should feel the weight of my body being held up by my heels. Toes are just lightly touching the floor. I'm going to hold this position for about 15 seconds, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to raise my hands up in front of me. Palms are up like I'm holding a big bowl of water. I got my hips back, nice straight spine, holding nice and still for 15. All the while, I want to continue to breathe. Hold those hands up a little bit higher. Try to lift that bowl of water up a little bit higher. 5 more seconds here. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to roll all the way down to the ground. So my hands are touching the ground. And in this position, I'm going to push my heels back into the floor hard, and I'm going to try and straighten my legs out as hard as I can. I should feel a very intense stretch in my hamstrings. You should feel a shaking in your hamstrings. That just means that the tissues are starting to lengthen. That's where all the changes happen. So I really want you to press hard, push your arches hard into the ground. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Your hands are going to come back to your shins. Really flatten that back. Take your hands back out behind you. 5 more seconds here. 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to go ahead and stand all the way back up. Okay? The next one we're going to do is called the anchored bridge. I'm going to back up here a little bit. Laying flat on your back. Your feet are out in front of you. Your knees are slightly bent. Your heels are together. Your knees are together. Hands can rest right on the floor. Head is back against the floor. I want you to push your hips up as high as you can. And I want you to hold your hands up straight in front of you as high as you can. We're going to hold this for 15 seconds. Keep breathing the whole time. Squeeze your knees together. Try to lift your hips up a little bit higher. Push your hands up towards the ceiling a little bit closer. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. Relax. Come on back down. Now we're going to stand back up again. We're going to do what's called the woodpecker. So this one, I'm going to turn to the side again. I'm going to take my right foot forward. My left leg is back. I'm going to bend forward, pushing my chest straight forward. My hands are out to the sides. My thumbs are pointed out to the sides. I'm sticking my chest forward. I should feel all of the weight of my body being held up by my right hip. In that position, I'm just going to push my hands forward as far as I can, holding up that big bowl of water above my head. Keep holding that for 15 seconds. I want you to lift your bowl up a little bit higher, really get that extension in your upper back, really feel those muscles in your upper back really kicking in. My head is in a nice neutral position. 5 more seconds here, you should be shaking. Good, and then stand all the way back up. We're going to switch and do the left leg. So left leg forward, right leg back. I'm going to bend my my chest forward. Hands are straight out to the side, thumbs are pointed out to the sides. Stick that chest as far forward as you can. Really load up the weight in that left hip. After 10 seconds, we're just going to push our hands as far forward as we can, really lifting that bowl of water up above your head. We're going to stay here for another 10 seconds. Lift that bowl up a little bit higher. Try to squeeze your arms a little bit closer together. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Come on and stand back up. So the lunge with side bend. We're going to put our right leg forward, our left leg back. We're going to interlock our fingers. We're going to point our palms of our hands up towards the ceiling. We're just going to hold that for about 10 seconds. I want you to lean back. Hold that position there. Pressing through the heel of your back leg. Leaning back with your hands. Your hands are pressing up towards the ceiling. And then I want you to side bend over that right side. Really extending back and leaning away from that left hip. Really getting an extension and a stretch down the front side of your left thigh and hip flexor. We're going to come back to the center, and then we're going to switch legs. So your left leg comes forward, your right leg goes back. Knee is behind your ankle. Interlock your fingers. You're going to lift up towards the ceiling. You're going to lean back. Hold that position for 10 seconds. Really feel that big stretch down the front side of your right hip flexor and thigh, the front of your right hip. I want you to lean over towards the left side, really getting extension through that right hip. Contract that glute muscle on that right hip. Really get that extension through that hip. I really want you to feel that hip flexor lengthen as you lean away from it. 10 more seconds. Keep contracting that glute. Really press that heel hard into the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Great job, everybody.